Hello, everyone. I'm Robbie Swale, and this is the 12-Minute Method podcast. And in this podcast, I'm going to be investigating how we can beat procrastination, be more productive, and finally do those things we have been meaning to do. And in season one, what that means is I'm going to be reflecting on a number of things that I mostly first wrote about together in one place in the about the author section of the 12-Minute Method books, in book one in particular. These are things that over my life I have procrastinated on, thought I might not get done, and then finally done in the end. And in each episode, I'll spend up to 12 minutes reflecting on one of those things and sharing those reflections with you, hoping to identify patterns, things that you can use, ways that you can finally do the things that you've been meaning to do. So that you know what you've got to look forward to over the next few months, I want to share with you a few of the topics that I'm going to be covering. Um, each of these are things that I have procrastinated on, at some point thought I wouldn't do, and in the end got done. And my aim is to, as I said, investigate how I did that, and hopefully you can learn some things along the way so that you will be able to get the things that you've want to do done. So we'll be talking about my 12-minute blog and how that got into now over 250 articles. We'll be talking about my coaching business built from nothing that could support me full-time in less than 2 years. We'll be talking about learning Spanish and how I've been doing that every day for something like 4 or 5 years now. We'll be talking about The Wisdom of David Gemmell, a website dedicated to my favorite author, a fantasy novelist from the UK. We'll be talking about the Coach's Journey podcast and how that went from nothing to me having now interviewed best-selling authors, world-famous coaches. And we'll be talking about this podcast and how I got this done. And that was much more conscious than some of the other episodes and things that I've got done. We'll be talking about the books. We'll be talking about my career change. We'll be talking about my relationship with my brother. And we'll be talking about getting married, amongst other things. So my aim is to make this podcast, as I kind of hinted there, very much in the spirit of the 12-minute method. It's going to be rough and ready. I am noticing myself feeling anxious even now about the quality of this episode. And I've had timers running as I've done things like create the little music stings and all that kind of thing too. But we'll get back to that when we get to the episode about the 12-minute method podcast. But before then, there'll be plenty more for us to get into. And I hope to have you back with me soon. Okay, just a couple more things before you head out to whatever else you've got going on in the rest of your day. If you want to find out a bit more about me or sign up to my mailing list, you can do that at www.robbieswale.com. If you want to read the 12-Minute Method books, you can find out more about them on my website. You can find them on Amazon, and you can find them in lots of other bookshops and booksellers around the world. You might want to come and join the 12-Minute Method Facebook group. You can find that by searching for the 12-Minute Method on Facebook, or there's links on my website. And you can find some other people there who are interested in doing work that matters to them and finally doing the things that they want to do. You can find me on lots of social media platforms. I'm most active on LinkedIn, so you might want to find me there. And most of all, I'd love to hear from you, especially if something that I've made has inspired you to finally do something you've been meaning to do for a long time. Hearing those stories are some of the most meaningful things for me in my work. And so they help me keep going when I might want to give up. So I'd love to hear from you. But most of all, I'd love it if you did that thing that matters to you that you've been meaning to do.